everything will be domiciled. If you refine here and you just decide to serve some African countries, you will make so much. Right. You are, as we speak today, drilling activities are going down and down. Confine it, and if you discover I'm not telling you the truth, send me into Zambisa forest. But if you discover I'm telling you the truth, the next time I'm here, give me Chibok pizza. Please, for crying out loud. I'm telling you, drilling activities are going down. Nigerians are hard up. If you go to other countries, they will tell you that their reserve has improved from X to Y. That's right. In Nigeria, within the past 10 years, we've been saying we have 36 billion barrels of crude oil, 186 trillion cubic feet of gas. Are we really improving? There are no new discoveries. Right. We are not adding to the aggregate reserve. And everybody should know that we are still a monoproduct economy till today. And we already been caught. PIP has not been passed. Nearly all the West African coastal countries now have oil, adding to the aggregate world reserve. Even OPEC is under threat. So it is time we diversify. We should think in terms of other things. When you go to places like Israel, Singapore, India, and the rest, they don't feed on oil.
So what do you say about the issue of, if we were to look at the fact that the government is now saying the likes of Dangote has gone into oil and gas, and they are now looking at establishing refinery? Isn't that a good news?
Fantastic. That's what we're saying. Dangote will not have reasons to be increasing because everything is local. You will refine here local. You won't be talking about cost of shipping, cost of transportation, demurrage, and insurance. Everything will be here. If you have externalities that are causing cyclical or parallel or conventional shocks, it won't affect us locally. And that's what is. We're not saying you don't have interplay of activities on the international pedestal, because oil, gas, gold, these are international commodities. And their prices will always be determined by international factors. But as long as you process your gold locally, you process your product locally, first of all, for just refining locally, it simply means the pipelining, the trucking, and everything will be. Do you know the number of people that will gain from there? All the people that will be selling food to the laborers will be Nigerians, right? The medical doctors, the truck, then the other heavy distillates and middle distillates will be feed for petrochemicals and pharmaceuticals.
Okay, final word from you, Dr. Adegbulu. This issue, as it is, would you say that things are looking up when you look at the amount of money being invested in the oil and gas industry today?
Well, of course, I think the end result of every investment is how it has affected the lives of people. And now we're talking about subsidy removal. It should not even come up again, like they rightly said, because this is what we produce here. So, like he said, it's all about corruption. And until we get rid of... So has anybody actually found out why we cannot have refinery? Why the existing refineries are not working? Has anybody found out?
And that's the fault of the previous government, not this government.
And this government has been there for how many years now? You see, that is why when leaders don't prepare for governance, see, that's the problem. I watched some rally yesterday by some party, I don't want to mention it. All they were doing there, they were just singing. No manifesto, nothing for the people. Singing. I said, where have we taken governance to in this country? Has everything so bastardized that we don't even know what to do again? Just think, and people were dancing to the tune. What are you going to do for nothing? So when you make no promise, the people expect nothing. That is the problem. So we can't hold them to anything. A government of singers. So that is the problem we have. So when you do not plan before you go into governance, so what do you do there? Just get there and say, well, this problem was not caused by us. We inherited it. So didn't you plan to solve any problem when you were asking for vote?
Okay, final word, and maybe you can use it to help us wrap up what Dr. Adegbulu just said. Are we a nation of people who just like to dumb down things and not really worry about the obvious?
That's the point, you're hearing new lexicon now, infrastructure,
Stomach infrastructure.
Why? Because the government also has fed in the responsibility of providing, what we call social amenities. If you provide all that, in UK, you have a legal mortgage for your house, 20, 30 years you are paying for it, and you have a house. You also have education. If you don't have enough money, the country will give you a loan to make sure that your kids do not drop out of school. The health facilities are there. Yeah. Health insurance. You don't pay more than £8 for any drug, no matter how costly the drug is in you. So, sir, you wake up in the morning. If you don't have any job, there is a particular place you go and register. They will give, at least you eat infrastructure of the stomach. So you're hungry, because they know a hungry man is an angry man. The system, the capitalist system, know how to make sure everyone is your anger is cool, and they're thinking about you. So issue of leadership, everything falls and rises with leadership. Sir, the moment we get it right with leadership in this country, both at the local government level, look at what is happening in Akwa Ibom with one man called Akpabio. I've been to you and I've seen things. I've been to Enugu, sir. Enugu is not an oil producing state, sir. The man doesn't make it. You don't see any signboard, any billboard of the man. But go and see the transformation going on. When you get it right with leadership at leadership level, you see that everything will fall in line. Nigerians are the easiest people to govern, sir. They are the easiest people. Get it right. Organize us. We have the human resource. Organize Nigerians and release the energy for economic activities and all that. We are not doing that. Look at what China is doing. America is afraid of China. These guys came in. Somebody came in and said, forget about democracy for now. Let us put everyone into line. And everyone is working in China. And today, they can talk about democracy after they have organized themselves. They are in competition with the world. And they are doing well, sir. They are harnessing the human resource. We have the human resource, sir. How many? 160 or 170 million. And you can't harness these people for the betterment of the country. Everyone is agitated. You see anger on the land. You are going on the road, you see Nigerians, they are very angry, sir. How can you see a country in the daytime, in the morning time, in the evening, everyone is on the road? Sir, have you noticed? You go to America, you don't see Americans on the road. You don't see British on the road, sir. You begin to wonder, where are the British? I don't see them, sir. In the morning, I don't see them. In the afternoon, because they're in the factories, they're in the offices. But here, many Nigerians are on the street, agitated, anger on their faces, because there are nothing doing. So we must organize Nigerians, sir. We are very simple to rule. But we want to get it right at leadership level. Let's begin to get leaders that are good. And local government, state, federal, to rule this country and harness our resources for a better country so that you and I will be happy. For now, we are not feeling presence of governance. Even the level I am as a lawyer. In my house, it is generator all the way. In my office, it's generator all the way. I have to employ a megad to guide me, sir. And every night it becomes a prayer point for God to take me and make sure that nobody attacks me in the night. It's a prayer point. So, sir, what am I feeling about governance? I'm not getting anything, sir. And so many Nigerians, sir.
A piece of information from the United Arab Emirates. A few years back, Americans told them that they were going to lose their oil. You know what they did? The 5 brothers called themselves together. They planned, not for themselves, but for their children. What are we going to do to secure this land and make the whole world attracted to us? Now, today, every child born in United Arab Emirates is like we have a certificate of occupancy. So the certificate of what they have is a certificate of ownership is what they give every child. So every company that people come to establish in Abu Dhabi today has one citizen as the owner already. Because for you to establish a company in that country, you must have somebody who has certificate of ownership. And that's a citizen. So that's how, even when you go as the owner of the company, a citizen is still the owner. You can't take away. So that's how they take care of their children. And look at Abu Dhabi today, is the world Eldorado. Planning, that's what we're talking about children. But our own leaders plan for themselves alone and their families. And that's why there is anger on the land. Nobody plans for anybody, and nobody is having any hope of tomorrow.
Thank you very much. We have been looking at the state of the nation. We've been chatting with Dr. Femi Adegbulu, Associate Professor, Redeemers University, Mr. Bala Zaka, a social commentator, as well as Mr. Onyekachi Ubani, immediate past chairman Nigerian Bar Association, Ikeja chapter.
You got it right. You got it right.
Thank you very much, gentlemen, for coming.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Sunrise will return in just a moment with yet another very interesting conversation. Please make sure you're a part of it.